recruiting class. What's it like to me? What does it mean to you guys to be able to, in your senior years, get to the big dance? And what have you guys seen in maybe the culture shift in your 4 years with Coach Allen at the helm?
It means a lot just knowing that me and Eric came in together. So we making it to this point. That means that the culture is changing at Mississippi State. I know we haven't been to the tournament in like a decade or something like that. So, I mean, it means a lot to us and the fans that we finally made it back.
Anybody over there? We'll go back on the left.
For Reggie, just what are you expecting to see from Liberty? Just kind of a brief scouting report on those guys.
Well, we're expecting to see that they're gonna move the ball a lot. They're gonna take good shots and try to control the pace of the game.
Talk about the pace of the game. What's the challenge going against a team that wants to slow it down the way Liberty does? Yeah, for you. Yeah.
We just gotta take care of the basketball and take our opportunities once we get out in transition to try to get easy basketball, because we know that Liberty gonna try to make it a half-court game, and we just try to control our pace, and if we can get them out in transition, I think we'll have a good deal of winning the game.
Back in the front row.
Eric, what do you think the biggest change with this team has been in your 4 years? I know it's a loaded question, but what do you think is the biggest change, whether it's culturally or with the makeup of the team, or obviously winning more games?
I would say the guys that I'm surrounded with now. These guys are passionate about winning and getting better and not letting any day pass them. They take every day serious. They're trying to get better every day. But at the end of the day, the culture has changed for an aspect of guys just wanting to win and be the best, being the best they can be.
Anybody over there, left side? Go in the middle there, a few rows back.
How much has the run you guys were able to make last year in the NIT, how much do you think it has helped you this year, and how much do you think it can help you in this tournament?
I would say the run we had last year really showed us how prepared we have to be in the beginning of the season and the off season, to be able to withstand and play in these in a long stretch, a period of time, going all the way through March.
Anyone else? Sounds like we're good. Okay. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. Reminder that the Mississippi State locker room is open at this point, and we'll have Coach Howland at 3, so about 10 minutes. All right, we'll welcome Coach Ben Howland to the dais. We'll have him do an opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions. Just a reminder, name and affiliation before you ask a question. And, Coach, we'll give you the floor.
Thank you. I'm just excited to be here. Really excited for our team to be in the tournament and playing a great team in Liberty tomorrow. It's very well coached. We've got our work cut out for us, but we're thrilled to be here and looking forward to tomorrow.
Great. Left, third row.
Logan Lowry, Daily Journal. Ben, just with all of your experience in this tournament, how do you kind of relay that to the players that have never been on this stage before? What do you talk to them about what to expect for tomorrow?
You know, I wouldn't say we approach it any differently than normal. The only difference is it's either, be successful or go home. Right, your year's over, and they all understand that. But in terms of our preparation and, everything we do for this game, it's, we've had a little more time now because it's a Friday game, and we were knocked out on a week ago. But it's, they're excited. I mean, I think the kids are excited, and we're watching all these other games going on today right now, and so it's fun.
Josh Dubois with Associated Press. Just what's it like for these seniors? Do you think from where they came in to now being in the NCAA tournament their last year?
That's a great question because it's really important to me, for them to have experienced this in their college career is really gratifying. From where we started to, last year, having a good year and getting to the NIT finals, in New York a year ago, and taking that momentum into the off season. But Q, Eric, and I all entered together at the same time. Eric was our first recruit that we signed. Q had signed, and we re-recruited him, and we were very fortunate to have them both, and to watch them grow and improve, and what they've done to lead and help this program is just really special. And so I'm very happy for them and very proud of them and love those kids very much. They've been great, and really, it's been 10 years since Mississippi State has been in the NCAA tournament, so this is a big deal for us, and they're a huge reason why we're back in this tournament.
Stay on the left.
Ben, what have all of you been able to learn about Liberty over the last few days since Sunday?
Well, they're 11th in the country in field goal efficiency, offensive efficiency, I should say, at 56%. 44% of their shots are threes. They shoot a very high percentage. They take care of the basketball. So they're very good offensively, and they're very good defensively. Richie and I known each other for 30-plus years. I have great respect for him as a coach. It's well documented, his having worked with Tony Bennett and the friendship with the Bennett family, and how he's really incorporated that pack line defense that they're so well known for, to what they're doing at Liberty defensively. So they're very solid at both ends. They've got an older team, an experienced team. Their front line is very good, and they've got great guard play, and they can all shoot it. So they space the floor, and that's why they're here, and why they're a very good seed, especially when you consider it's typically a one-bid league. So we know we've got a good challenge.
Back on the right, third row.
Hey, Ben, Josh Peter with USA Today. It's been about a decade since your amazing run of Final Fours at UCLA. Just wonder if your perspective has changed since then. It's been a while since you've just been in the tournament.
Yeah, no, it's great to be back in the tournament, personally, and really excited. I have good memories of being here in San Jose. In 2007, we were here when I was the coach at UCLA, and so I'm really excited personally, and thrilled to be back in the tournament as a coach.
On the left, we got two.
Ben, did Nick Weatherspoon make the trip with you guys, or any update with him?
No, his status remains the same, and he did not make the trip.
Coach Nick Pierce with Liberty. Just wondering, you alluded to the pack line defense. What kind of challenges does that present? And just Liberty's way of running it, I guess. Is there anything different than what Virginia does than what you've seen?
Oh, they do a lot of the same things defensively. It's just a very much a helping defense where they're constantly helping each other. They'll switch a lot, a lot of handoffs, a lot of screens. They hard hedge very aggressively in the middle of the floor with their big. And they really play together. It's really a unit. It's the great example of team defense, playing as one. And so it presents, you've got to be willing to be patient, move the ball side to side to be able to get good shots against that defense. They don't beat themselves. They're not going to make mistakes.
Left again, third row.
Ben, with just having just 3 guards essentially, just how do you manage those minutes in a tournament format where you're worried about their legs and staying fresh game after game?
Hey, we're just worried about tomorrow. So, and really we're playing Robert at small forward, so he's our 4th guard. So we're playing 4 guards in those 3 positions, and we're trying to now it's survive and advance is the stage of the year we're in now. Welcome, guys.
Additional questions from the newcomers?
I apologize if this has already been asked, but we were just in the locker room talking to some of the guys. Obviously, people like to, pick upsets in March Madness. A lot of people peg this one as the 12-5. What have you guys have you talked to the team about, a lot of people are against you, have you talked to the guys about that, and what have you said about that?
No. Bottom line is we sat there and watched the unveiling of the tournament on Sunday together. And right after, they announced who we were playing, Seth Davis, it was like, boom. He said it right away. So, it, made my job real easy. So, that's kind of, and our guys got their attention, like right away. First thing, right out of his mouth is, boom. That's an upset special. I'm choosing, Liberty. So. He wears his hat a lot. Just so you all know, he is from Mississippi. But that San Francisco Giant hat is on all the time in Starkville. I see it all the time.
Just name and affiliation first.
Brian Haydad, Super Talk, Mississippi. Coach, I was asking Q, Lamar, the leaders on your team, how do you lead when you've never been somewhere? So for you, you've been here many times to the NCAA tournament. What's the lesson you want to tell them that this is how you lead through this kind of situation?
At this point, our guys are experienced. They've gone through, a lot this year, put in a lot of time. And we approach this game, how we're approaching, every game. With a sense of urgency that's, the highest that you can have now. Because, again, if you don't win, you're going home. Season's over. But, really nothing changes in terms of how we're preparing and what we're doing and the focus and concentration we put in for each and every game that we play. And, our guys have done a very good job.
Second row.
Tyler Horga, Clarion Ledger. Sorry about the first time. We were just talking to Q in the locker room, like he said, and he said that a good comp for Liberty might be Wright State, and you guys struggled to score in that game in Jackson. Is that a fair comparison, and what's the level of concern against a team that's as good defensively as Liberty is?
Yeah, and I actually brought that analogy up to the team when we met because when you go back, we were preparing when they were getting ready to play them, and they were very patient offensively, really spread us out. We did a great job moving the ball and hitting threes, and they were very good defensively. Ended up losing in their conference finals to Northern Kentucky, a really good team. And so that's a similar style that we saw in that game. I don't think they always played that way, but I know they did in that game. But they were good. So I think that was, and we were fortunate to win that game.
Okay, fifth row, back left.
You and Coach McKay coached against each other, of course, back in the 90s. What do you remember about any of those matchups that you all had against each other, or just any staples of Coach McKay's teams that you still kind of see today?
Well, he's been a very good coach, you know, for his entire career. I mean, he really studies the game and is an outstanding teacher. And you know, those teams he had at Portland State were very disciplined and played well at both ends of the floor. You know, and he was, I think, only there 2 years before he moved on to his next opportunity, which I believe was Colorado State. But he's, you know, he's an outstanding teacher, an outstanding person. I think he's a very good leader and great for, you know, kids, you know. So I have, like I said, great respect for Richie and you know, his history and, you know, knowing him so long. And, you know, so this is, yeah, the old Big Sky days coming back.
Any additional questions? Nope. Okay, one more in the front.
Coach, forgive me if this got asked. I came in a little bit late, but Ben Portnoy, Commercial Dispatch. Just with Q and Eric, those are two guys that the last two guys in your initial recruiting class. Is there a sense of pride in seeing those guys pay off and get to the NCAA tournament in their last year?
Yeah, there's a great sense of pride and also being very grateful and thankful because they deserve it. And, you know, that was something that we really had our heart and focus set on going into this season as we ended last year. And we talked about it in the spring, the summer. It was constant that this is, you know, our goal is to get this program and our team back in the NCAA tournament, and really happy for them because there's a great sense of accomplishment of doing that. And now, you know, the opportunity to, you know, try to survive and advance is what everybody's dream is as you get into this tournament. And, you know, it's, like I've said before, it's the greatest sporting event in all of American sport. There's so much interest. There's so much love for this time of year. And everybody in the country is watching as these games are being played. It's really, really phenomenal time.
All right, I think we're good. Thanks, Coach. Thanks,
Thank
folks.
you.
Just a couple of reminders, since we have some new folks. Cell phone, if you just put those on either off or the mute would be good. No video, be it with camera or phone. Still photography is okay. And should have the student athletes here from Virginia Tech shortly. All right, we'll welcome Virginia Tech student athletes to the dais. We have Justin Robinson, Ahmed Hill, and Ty Outlaw. We'll just open it up to questions. We have microphone holders on either side. Just please name and affiliation before you ask your question. We'll go second row in the middle, or okay. Go over the left side, hit Mark.
Mark Berman, the Roanoke Times. Justin, haven't seen you since Sunday. Kind of just want to get a sense of what you've been able to do this week in practice, and kind of at this point now, how much you feel like you'll be able to play, what kind of a role you can play on Friday.
The same thing I've been doing in practice.
Down.
Just the idea
Down.
of
Down. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. Go
just the idea of getting back in a groove, incorporating more things into what's been going on, getting more of a flow, getting my wind back. Running a lot more than I had been, and just trying to get back in a groove with my team.
Just second row right here. Second row right in the middle.
Norm Wood from the Daily Press, Newport News, Virginia. This is for Ty and Ahmed. What's it like having five back? I mean, obviously, you guys have played, 13 games or so without him. You've had to adjust without him and sort of change your mindset and the focus of what you guys do on both ends, which you guys have been really good at the last couple of years when you've had adversity late in the season. Now he's back again. Is it easier to sort of switch back to the way you were before? Or does it give you some versatility now because you've played without him and kind of know how to operate without him?
I would say it's like riding a bike. You know, as soon as he got back on the court, I immediately felt his presence and felt better with him out there with me because I've been at Tech for 4 years now, and I'm just used to playing with him more than other guys. As far as the versatility, we learned how to play without him, so with him it's just going to be even better. So things I might have struggled with when I was playing with him, I'm better at now. And just the things I wasn't as good at, I've learned to just improve at them. So with him, it's just going to be a plus.
Yeah, I would say the same. I think with him, it's easy to, do what I did with him. And now I think without him, I learned how to play more and be more of just a player instead of what I was. I think I improved a lot. So I think it'll be very good for him back. I'm happy he's back, and, we're ready to play.
Then we'll go third row left.
Just to finish up, what's your sense now? Okay, are you like, I'm 100% back to my old self, I can give you 30 minutes, let's go? Or is it, oh, I think I can give you my first game back, haven't played in a while, I can give you maybe 5-10 minutes off the bench, or is it somewhere in between? What's kind of your feel for where you're at?
One thing I learned throughout the process of being hurt is to kind of gain maturity in it. So I think the overall idea of not worrying about my minutes or how much I'm going to really impact the team in regards of playing on the court. I just want to win. And I mean, it's kind of a revenge game for us, so I'm going to do whatever it takes for us to win, whether that be in 2 minutes or 30 minutes.
Go on the left, about fourth row back. I'm sorry, right.
Stu Durando, St. Louis Post-Dispatch for Ahmed. He mentioned the revenge thing, but I'm wondering, is there anything, have you guys talked much about that game from last season against St. Louis, and is there anything you can glean from that, or is that ancient history and not anything that you guys are worried about?
We kind of talked about it as a team, not necessarily with the coaches, but kind of within ourselves. We knew we kind of let that game go last year. They was obviously a good team. They beat us. They earned it. But we kind of felt like we deserved to win. We knew we was a better team, and we were just trying to come out here and play.
Okay, right in the middle, second row.
For all you guys, Ty, it's been a minute for you, but you guys have been here now, this is your third time. Does this feel different in a way in the fact that there's less sort of awe and, check out all the lights and the scene and all that stuff, and now it's more business-like, or is it just kind of, does the awe ever wear off?
I think we've kind of made it a norm for going 3 times in a row. So I think the third time's a charm for us, we believe. And I think we learned from the past 2 years of being kicked out in the first round, and hopefully we can build off of those 2 years and make a run at it.
I would say the same. Last 2 years we've been kicked out first round, and for a program we was like awe, but now I think it's just more business. We came here to win the whole thing. All this is pretty cool, but it's just a game at the end of the day.
Sorry. Okay. Third row left.
To follow up on that, what did you learn from losing to Wisconsin, Alabama the last 2 years? What do you have to do differently this time around to get a W? And do you feel like you're maybe bringing a better team to the NCAA's than you brought the last couple of years, and maybe a team that's more capable of winning?
I'll say because we've been twice before all year, especially us seniors have been preparing for this. So, the first non-conference game, we were preparing to be a tournament team, not just playing non-conference. So we're way more prepared, and we knew what it was going to take to win around this time of the year. So I say we're just more confident and level-headed going into it.
Yeah, to add on to that, I think the way we schedule things, everything plays out well for the non-conference teams going to our conference games, and now our conference games going to the tournament. I think St. Louis kind of has the same sort of style of Georgia Tech, where they switch up their defenses, and I think us having reps of playing against it before help us in the long run.
Back to Mark.
When you talk about the third time being the charm, just what's the vibe of the team? I mean, how determined is this? Can you get a feel for how determined you guys are this year to finally get that NCAA tournament W?
I think we're very determined. Our coaching staff did a great job with breaking down film, telling us what we need to do, what's the best plan to win, and as they did all year. So as the players, we just got to go in there and execute it. It's not going to be easy, but we know that we got the talent and, the heart to do it.
Straight ahead.
Justin, you talked about how they remind you a little bit of Georgia Tech, which is interesting, but on the offensive end, they don't shoot the three real well. But they try to get paint touches and things like that. Do you see some things on that side that remind you of anybody?
I don't know about them not shooting the three well. I think any team can have their given night, but I think their idea of crashing the offensive glass is probably along the best of what we've seen, but they kind of resemble, in my opinion, like a Florida State that's undersized. Like they're going to try to bully you at the rim and get offensive rebounds. I think we've had good tests of that.
Back on the left.
Guys, obviously you were in that 8-9 game the last couple of years. Now you're a 4 seed. You're expected to win this game tomorrow. How much pressure do you guys feel to kind of, okay, we're the 4 seed, you know, we're one of the big dogs now. We got to win this thing.
I don't think there's any pressure as far as the seeding, because if you make the tournament, you're good. So no matter who you're playing, and I think UVA gave us a good example last year, being losing to a 16 seed. Not to take anybody lightly, so you know we could really not care what seed they are. We're going to take them serious. We're not going to underestimate anybody.
Yeah, I would add to that. There's 64 teams here, or there was, out of 351. So everybody that's playing right now is a good team. So I don't think a seed really matters. Everybody can play. It's just about who wants it more.
Go on the right side, third row.
Josh Peter with USA Today for Justin. Hi, excuse me. You guys have one of the most colorful coaches in the country. What's your best Buzz Williams story, and it can't involve sweating?
I think his everyday lifestyle around us. I say it every time I'm asked about it. He's a life coach rather than a basketball coach, and I can't really single out one story. I just think the blessing of being around him every day, and I think that's just the overall gist of having somebody like that in your corner and being your head leader and head honcho of the group.
Same. It's like you said, one of the most colorful coaches. You know, it's hard to pick out one thing when you're around this guy every day. And, you know, I can name off stuff all day. So I can't really single out one moment. That'll take away from the other moments we have with him. You know, he's just great to have.
After going to Buffalo and Pittsburgh the last 2 years, do you guys like being out here in California? And what have you been doing so far?
Oh, yeah, it's way better than Buffalo. Way better. I can wear shorts and, you know, no shirt, but it's way better. I love the scenery around here. It feels amazing. Seems like home, kind of home feeling.
Home as in Georgia, not Virginia
not
Tech.
Blacksburg, not Blacksburg.
Second row to the left.
Hi, Lindsay Boyd, Spartan Daily at San Jose State. On that topic, I noticed you went to In-N-Out last night. How was that?
It was good. It's our second time going. We played in Anaheim. What was that 2 years ago? Yeah. And we got the chance to experience it. So to get another feel of it again was really good. The burgers are good.
I had 2 double-doubles.
I didn't go. I went to a rap place around the corner. I didn't want to slow myself down for the game.
Any additional questions? Oh, one more on the left.
Obviously, you guys are all senior. You know, as opposed to the last couple of years now, this is it for you. You know, your next game, if you lose, that's going to be it for your Virginia Tech career. How is the mindset different this year? You know, as your seniors now in the NCAA's.
For me, especially, it's a little emotional in the sense that I'm going to try to do everything in my will for us not to lose, meaning that I've been out 12 games and haven't been able to play. I think just the idea of knowing it's win or go home, I think we'll much rather take the pressure of pain rather than the pressure of regret.
For me, I just want to come out here and have fun. Normally times, a lot of teams come here, you know, stressing about games, whether they win or lose. But I think it's just another game. You should come out here and have fun, you know, and play to your best ability. You don't want to stress too bad because it can go good or bad. So that's my take on it.
I say I'm trying to take in everything, you know, outside of the game as well. You know, the hotel we stay at, the view from the window, you know, how long it took to get here, or, you know, the food we eat every day. You know, that's the type of stuff I want to remember, because I know I'll remember the game. But I just want the whole experience, because I'm not going to get it back.
All right, well, we'll end it on that note. Thanks, guys. All right, welcome Coach Buzz Williams to the dais. We will open it up to questions. We have mic holders on either side. Just please say your name and affiliation ahead of time. Thank you. We'll go on the left side, third row.
Mark Berman, the Roanoke Times. Buzz, seeing you for the first time since Sunday, you had some days with Justin now. Do you have a sense of, is he 100% back to his old self, the 30-minute a game, Justin, or is it 5 minutes off the bench or somewhere in between?
You know, he practiced on Monday for the first time since January the 29th. And then we practiced Tuesday. And then obviously we traveled all day yesterday. We just finished what we would call real practice prior to coming here. I don't know that there's any way that we can predict how many minutes he'll play. I think that's unfair to him. I think that's unfair to our team. But he is a good player. He does know how to pass, dribble, and shoot. And I think his experience will help us. But how many minutes? I don't want to try to predetermine that because I don't think that that's right by anybody.
Sorry, second row in the middle.
Norm Wood, Daily Press, Newport News, Virginia. Buzz, you've had, I guess, a dozen games now without Justin. You did a nice job adjusting without him, and you did a nice job last year late in the season adjusting when you had to. Now that you've got him back again, do you feel like you're sort of more multiple or more versatile? Is there, do you sort of revert back to some things that you did with him, or can you mix it up a little bit now with some slower tempo, up tempo, and some different sets?
I do think multiple is the right word. He gives us another fast guy. I don't know that we would have been described as slow without him, but we're faster with him. I think he gives us another guy that can pass, which is what we've really missed more than anything. Similar to what they were saying when they were up here, he makes the game easier, particularly for Ty and Med. I think that he makes the game easier for Kay and for Nikhil as well. I don't know that we can go back to 13 games ago and use that play category. What we've tried to do is bleed him into the plays, per se, that we've been running since he's been out. He has an incredible IQ, and so he knew most of them before he ever had an opportunity to do it. And so our practice itinerary the last couple of days is we've probably ran more dummy offense than any team still playing just because of the change in our roster.
Go left, third row.
Buzz, as you prepared for St. Louis, how different a team is it prepare for than the one you played third game last season or not?
I think there are a lot of similarities. I think this year's group is more of a Travis Ford type team, Marcus Smart type team, LeBron Nash type team, James Anderson type team. Can't be on the floor unless you can bench 300 pounds. Can't be on the floor unless you're really mean and really tough. Can't be on the floor unless you can average a rebound every third trip. I think they had remnants of that last season. I think their 4 redshirt seniors probably enhanced that even more. So I think there is some carryover, but I think that they're distinctly better this year, not only in their personnel, but in their mentality and probably how, I'm not trying to coach his team, but how he prefers to play throughout his career.
Go back to Mark.
What makes them such a good rebounding team? You know, how big a concern is that for you tomorrow? And do you feel like you've got a better rebounding team than you've brought the last couple of years to the NCAA? So maybe that's not as big a concern as it might have been in other years.
They're the 5th best offensive rebounding team in the United States, so it's priority number 1. I don't think we're quite as bad as we've been the previous 2 years that we've been here. I think we've made it more of a priority. It was the only way that we had a chance to even play tomorrow, but it's for sure a concern. I think it's the mentality they play with. It's not just their bigs that rebound. It's everybody on the floor. I think that they won 4 games in 4 days last week. If there was one thing that I would say just from studying those games, it was their ability to get extra possessions, and that's why they won that tournament.
Mark again.
As you looked at their defense, what impressed you about their defense, especially their three-point defense this year?
Well, I think that they'll play multiple defenses. I don't know that there's necessarily a rhythm to it. I haven't watched every one of their games. I think if they're in a good groove defensively, they stay with what they're doing. I think if they lose that groove, they change and try a different defense. I think they do a good job keeping it out of the paint. They want you to shoot contested threes like most defenses, but their formation and which defense they run, I think that they'll play 3 or 4 different ones tomorrow.
We'll come back on the right, third row.
Josh Peter with USA Today. Hey, Buzz. After the win over Duke, you said nobody tells the truth anymore. What did you mean by that?
I don't know. I don't remember saying it. Yeah, I think the world needs more truth tellers, but I'm not sure. Did I say it on the radio show? I talk to those guys a little better than I talk to you guys, but I'm a little more comfortable in that environment.
It sounded as if you were implying coaches might suggest kids would get more time than they're actually going to get, rather than being direct.
Maybe if that was the lens that I was saying it in, thanks for even listening to the radio show. We only have 12 listeners. We call them the original 12, so we'll send you an honorary membership card. Relative to this group, I don't think that there has been anything but transparency from the beginning. Obviously, you know, those guys, Ahmed has been through all of it. In Med's first year, we won 2 games. And so 2-16 to 12-6 is a big change. And, you know, to be where we are today, I think that speaks to everybody's pulling in the same direction. And that's not just the players, that's not just the coaches. I think anyone that has been associated with our program, as competitive as this environment is, with the margins as thin as they are, that's the only chance you have. And so, yeah, I'm probably as direct as there is. And I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just saying I'm self-aware.
Additional questions? Come back to Mark, left.
Buzz, after losing in the NCAA's last couple of years, do you feel like you've got a team that's more capable of winning in the NCAA's tomorrow? You feel like you're bringing a better team to the NCAA's than you have the last couple of years?
No. I was so excited to make the NCAA tournament for the first time in however many years with Zach Leday and Seth Allen. And then to do it back-to-back years, I think it had been 34 years since that had happened in Virginia Tech history. I think Colin Sexton was arguably the best point guard in the country last year. To lose by 3, I thought we just really struggled to guard him and keep the ball out of the paint in the second half. But to compare teams, compare talent, I'm thankful. And I think in 111 years of basketball at Virginia Tech, it's never happened. And so for me to get up here and say, oh, yeah, we're better, and all the stuff you were asking, we're a higher seed, we're the big boys. Oh, we're just trying real hard. We're trying real hard, and we're very thankful for the chance. And I think one of the things that we tried to focus on, Berman, is making sure we have an appreciation for the experience instead of an expectation. Just because Twitter has an expectation, that doesn't mean that the lives in our program don't need to have appreciation for all of the work and all the sacrifice that went into having a chance.
Go in the front row to the left.
Since you mentioned Twitter, a lot of job.
Name and affiliation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
please.
Michael Phillips, Richmond Times-Dispatch. A lot of chatter about your job. Do you address that directly with the team? What do you tell them?
Nothing.
Do they approach you at all?
No. Those are my guys. I know you don't get it, but those are my guys, and that kind of stuff I can't control. And relative to my relationship with them and my family, I don't think it's appropriate to talk about that. I think what's appropriate is to talk about, can you believe this is happening?
Okay. Mark, one
But,
last
I mean,
one.
I don't know if you're coming back or not. I don't know if some of your players are coming back or not, but for sure your seniors are not coming back. I mean, this has been such a special year. Are you allowing yourself kind of any chance to, like, either just yourself or to the guys kind of try to savor it and soak everything in because, the ride's coming to an end at some point?
Kind of like what I was talking about there at the end with you, just having an appreciation for all of this instead of having some level of expectation. I think when it goes as fast as it goes, it's hard. Maybe if this may be a bad analogy, but in the midst of a tornado, it's hard to realize it's going as fast as it is, and to try to figure out some way to stop the tornado when the tornado is while you're still playing. That's difficult. I do think at times I've tried to be better with these guys, particularly in making sure that they're learning the life lessons that come with all of this. I think our greatest ally all season long has been the obstacles that have come our way, and making sure that in the right way we diagnose those obstacles and try to maybe turn what seems for harm into something good. And this group, this staff, has done it better than I've ever seen. Selfishly, I've probably learned more from them and how they've handled all of this than they've learned from me. And it was you or anybody else, what happened to Five? He hurt his foot, and I understand that you guys were offended by that. I respect that. You guys have a job to do. When's he coming back? I don't know. I didn't know. But I didn't think that it was fair to Five or his family to put some level of expectation so that we could answer those questions, right? Our culture doesn't offer excuses. It doesn't offer alibis. Our culture is effort-based, and I thought that the effort that whoever it was that was in uniform played with and the togetherness that they played with is something that, not just as a coach, but as a person, I'll never forget that.
We'll do one last one here, third row.
Josh Peter again with USA Today. Today, I couldn't help but notice you in the back taking photos of your players with your phone. I've never seen a coach do that. Is that routine for you? Or?
I love those kids, right? And similar to what Berman asked, how are you going about this process knowing that the next time you lose, if you lose, you'll never get to coach those guys? And as much as I try to say the right things to them, I'm not saying that I have all the right answers, but I want to make sure that my example and how I live is the same example in what I say. And I've tried to make sure that, just like Five, I knew that was going to be the topic of conversation as soon as Five got up here. And so I text Five today, since I did a bad job asking your last question. I'm typing all of this in the right tone. Enjoy this weekend the way you have handled the last 12 games of not playing. Make the game easier for your teammates. Help them shine, and you will, quote, get yours as a byproduct of helping them. Don't worry about minutes. Don't worry about your foot. God is in control. I am, in capital letters, for you. That's words we use in our organization. I am, in all capital letters, for all of our kids winning. A, quote, seamless transition with Five playing again and helping VT win will add to your evaluation by smart people more than, quote, he is trying to prove he is healthy and can play again. I want you to enjoy the moments. Play with a, quote, free brain. not have 1,900 voices of the enemy running in your mind. And then he responded, and I responded, but that's probably enough. But yeah, I want to remember it. I want to remember it. And as soon as I get done here and go out there, I'll take his pictures for 45 minutes with whoever's out there. My kids, my junior college coach, Big Fred. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. I know. Well, do you want to throw something out there? There you go. All right, well, Liberty should be here momentarily. Just a reminder, cell phones, if those could be go off or in a mute or vibrate type position. There's no video in here, just still photography only during the press conference. And then we ask you to use your name and affiliation before you answer a question. Hi, fellas. Okay, we'll welcome Lavelle Cabell and Scotty James to the dais. And we will open it up to questions for the student athletes. Just raise your hand. We have mic holders on either side, and we'll get started. Left second row.
This is for Scotty. This is Mark Wicker from the Orange County Register. We remember your team from what you did at UCLA, obviously. What did that win do for you, do for the program, and when you look back on it, how important was that other than the fact that it was a W?
Yeah, it was big. We're a really confident team, so we knew going in that we could play with anybody as long as we were playing right. That game kind of helped us get off to a good start in the conference, and yeah, I think it was just good just to be able to go against, kind of, I guess, get like an upset type win, just like get our names out there a little bit and just show everybody that we were there.
Left side again.
Nick Pierce, Liberty Flame Sports Network. Guys, what's the experience been like? Scotty, first you, and then Lavelle, you, just ever since you got off the plane out here?
Yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, this is our first trip here, so we didn't know exactly what to expect. But, yeah, we've had really good time just in the hotel, just, like, chilling together, watching some games a little bit. But just being able to be together is just awesome.
Yeah, to kind of back off of what he said, just the hospitality ever since we stepped off the plane. As far as just getting to our hotel, like that's been great. And we've been able to just bond more as a team, just experiencing these things. So whether it's just like going out to dinner, just walking around San Jose, just getting the sightsee and et cetera and stuff like that. I feel like it's just helped us bond more as a team.
Questions? We'll come back to the front. Second row left.
Lavelle, what did those games, you played a good schedule, you played some SEC teams, and you've been around the block quite a bit this year. What did those tight games against Lipscomb mean in terms of where you think they might prepare you for in this game tomorrow?
Yeah, something Coach has just been preaching to us since the beginning of the year. He scheduled the way he did just to prepare us for these type of moments. And the Lipscomb games, we were on the road, so just being able to go into their house, a tough environment, with a magnitude of a game like that, to still be able to come out and execute the way we did and to be able to pull off a win there. We were the underdogs. I feel like that helped us know when we get into those type of situations farther down the road that we can be successful in them.
Lavelle, we talked about this a little bit the other day, but knowing that this was your last chance to experience something like this, what kind of purpose are you going to be going out there with tomorrow?
Yeah, I just plan knowing that it could be the last college game of my career, but that's something I've been playing with since the beginning of the year. It's something I've tried to play with my whole life. Just play like every game's your last because you never know when the game can be your last. So just for me tomorrow, just going out there, leading this team vocally and through my actions on the court, and when I'm on the bench, just going out there and doing that for the entire game like it could be my last. So.
Scotty, when you look at the number of big men that they have and how well they play and the different things they can do, I mean, stretch the defense, shoot a three a little bit, what kind of challenge do they possess in the front court?
Yeah, we've scouted them out pretty well. They got some really good bigs, really strong physical bigs. It's gonna be a battle down low for sure for our 4s and 5s. We just gotta be physical and just do what we do, and we should be good.
Go in the back, in the middle, all the way back.
Yeah, how good does it feel getting Liberty back to the tournament for the first time since 2013?
It feels really good just to be able to just shine light on our university and what we play for. And I think it feels even better knowing how we lost last year in our conference championship off the buzzer beater shot. To come back this year and win it on the road the way we did, it just feels really great. And with this team, unlike the team we've had in the previous 3 years that I've been here, we've been really close off the court. So that just made it even more special to win it with these guys.
Scotty?
Yeah, I mean, just basically what he said. I mean, just this group of guys just really special. And just like last year, like he said, it was tough just coming to an end that it did. But we just know, like, just the games that we played this year that just to prepare us for this moments.
Anyone else? Additional questions? Nope. We'll call it there. Thanks, guys. Nice job. All right, we have Coach Rich McKay joining us on the dais. We will open it up to have him give us an opening statement, then we'll open it up to questions. Just a cell phone reminder, I think it's been the same group, and then no video, just still photography in here. So, Coach?
Great, thank you. Certainly feel privileged and honored to have an opportunity to compete in the greatest spectacle in sports, and really excited about our opportunity. Have a ton of respect for Coach Allen and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I know it'll be an arduous task, but wouldn't put anything past our group.
And then we have mics on either side. Just name and affiliation.
Damian Sorlet, Lynchburg News and Advance. Richie, I was just in the locker room, and the guys were talking about several games throughout the season. Alabama was one, UCLA was the other, that really helped shape the mindset that this group could go to anywhere, any place, and not be overwhelmed by the magnitude of it. Do you feel that the non-conference schedule that you set up this year was intentional to get this team to this position and be in the right mindset for an NCAA tournament game?
Well, the origin behind upgrading our schedule was we were changing conference affiliations, moving to the ASUN, which is a terrific league and has really good players and really good coaching. We just felt like we had to make sure we prepped our guys in such a way that they would have a chance to be competitive for a conference championship. So a couple of games were done, and then we had late opportunities that evolved that we took advantage of, and felt like with the team that played last year, we were fairly competitive and we had a good group, and felt like we would have a pretty competitive team this coming season, and that bore out to be true. And I think those games, without doubt, Damon, they helped us. I mean, it was a tough venue when we lost to Vanderbilt with Darius Garland. I mean, Bryce is a really good coach, and he's a heck of a player. So that game helped us, and obviously Alabama and Georgetown to play against that kind of size and athleticism. We'll see that again tomorrow. So, yeah, and not to mention, I think those were deposits in our bank.
Go in the back, left.
When Coach Howland was in here earlier, he talked about the influence the Bennett family has had on you. Can you just kind of touch on that in terms of how they influence maybe your coaching philosophy or how you like to play?
Well, Dick Bennett, Tony's dad, has been and still serves as a mentor of mine since I've been in the profession. Funny story, my younger brother got drafted by the Green Bay Packers. I think it was 1990. He played at the University of Washington football. And I asked Coach Bennett if I could come up and visit with him for 15 minutes. And that 15 minutes turned into about 2 hours. And he's as humble as the day is long, just an incredible man, not just an incredible coach. So I struck up a friendship with Tony probably 20 years ago. And the 6 years I was at UVA, I jokingly say I got a PhD in the pack line defense, which I really needed if you looked at any of our teams that we coached before coming back to Liberty. But you know what? More than the defensive or the X and O's or the strategies that I got a chance to be a part of at UVA, I got to learn from a younger coach than myself and Tony Bennett. He's just fabulous. I think he's one of the neatest people that walk the planet, and you can tell he's got a deep faith and incredible integrity, and I think he's very influential to anyone that does life with him.
On the left, second row.
Mark Wicker, Orange County Register. What's the hardest thing about teaching that defense? I guess if it was easy to teach, everybody would be doing it since it's so successful. How much time does it take as opposed to teaching another type of defense, and what's the real essence of it?
Yeah, Mark, you answered the question. I think the hardest thing about it is how much time you have to invest in it. And I think for us, what we've seen over the course of time, whether at UVA or at Liberty, the longer you're in the system, the better you get at it. And that's true on both ends of the floor. You know, the more you stay with an offensive system, I think the more guys will be able to stay in their lane, if you will. So same is true on the defensive end. Why other people don't do it as much, I'm not sure. I think it's hard to play that way. Oftentimes we get critiqued for the tempo in which we play with. But if your defense is going right, you're usually a little more challenging to score against. Therefore, it shortens the game a little bit. So we get criticized offensively, and I think I'm one of the most free-flowing guys. Like, I want our guys to get a great shot. I'm not concerned when it comes in the shot clock. But I think defensively it slows the game down a little bit if you're not careful, if the opponent's not careful. And sometimes that bodes to our advantage.
Go in the front row.
How you doing?
Michael Phillips with the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Georgie was in Richmond for a little while. We got to know him there. just can you speak to his progression, a guy who, had the language barrier and the basketball barrier and the development he's made?
Yeah, Mike, we wouldn't be up here today without Georgie Pacheco-Ortiz. I think he's going to be the all-time winningest player in Liberty basketball if we have another decent season next year. His coach, Kurt Kasab, is here today, and I saw him in the hotel before we left, and I just thanked him again because it was in Richmond after a game against VCU our first year in which I think we were down 40-something. It may have been 30 in the final, but we were never in the game. And we practiced the next day at Deep Run, and he reminded me again, hey, I think Georgie might be able to help you. Well, being the savvy coach that I was, having lost my 13th straight Division I game, I said, yeah, maybe he could. So we ended up going to, I think their next game was in Richmond against Benedictine, and we went to the game, and shortly after that, I called Coach Kasab and said, we're offering Georgie. And 3.5+ years later, he's really one of the best point guards in our league. And although he's invisible to some, not to us, he's really had a great impact on our ascension, if you will.
Let's go with the third row there.
Speaking again about Georgie, this year shot selection's down quite a bit because of the scores around him, but the presence that he has on the floor in terms of being a facilitator, a improving defender, has that level of his game taken off where he knows that his role may change, but he's still just as important to this team?
Yeah, Dame, you said shot selection's down. His shot attempts are down, but his selection has been outstanding. He's very discerning when it comes to making the right read. And I'm just wondering, did he pay you to ask that question about defensive improvement? Yeah. Now, he's gotten better. And that, again, is part of the system and part of our program's evolution. We haven't arrived yet. We still have a ways to go before I think we're where we want to be. But, again, Georgie has had a great investment in what we're doing, and he's improved in a variety of aspects that have been really meaningful to us. Bless you.
What's it like coaching there as opposed to the other places you've coached? I know that it's obviously a different place than a lot of universities, and I mean, was it a place that you felt fit you from the beginning, and what's it been like as the years have gone on?
Yeah, I am often asked that question, and I explain it. I never left Liberty for what it wasn't the first time. We had won 23 games. I think our program was headed in the right direction. Seth Curry was in our program, although he decided to leave. About a week later, Coach Bennett called me and asked me to be a part of his staff, and we just felt led to do that. My wife and I felt like it was something that was going to be important to our family, not just my career. And it didn't look anything like I thought it was going to look, but God has sometimes He has a way of doing that. And I'd say coming back, and I wanted to come back, it's been incredible. Like just the things that you may take for granted when you're in a place. I think oftentimes we can inadvertently do that, and certainly I was a victim of that. And although I loved and appreciated my time at UVA and learned a great deal, having an opportunity to come back to Liberty has been really special for my family and I. Jeff Barber hired me again along with Jerry Jr., our president, and then Ian McCall is our AD now, and he's really one of the best leaders in the business. So I just feel like there's a commitment to our program. I feel like there's an authenticity, and what's unique about Liberty is the relationships and the connectivity that is campus-wide. And I don't know if there's I don't know if there's a better place. I'm sure there's some as good. But the pursuit of excellence on that campus, whether you work in athletics or you're in the engineering school or you're on the custodial staff, the pursuit of excellence is phenomenal there. Now I'm privileged to be a small part of the body, a fingernail, if you will.
Front row.
Michael Phillips, Richmond Times-Dispatch. I'll finish off the Georgie line of questioning.
Yeah.
How rewarding was it that he got to be the one to take the shot last week that put you guys here?
Well, it wasn't drawn up that way. But again, that's to our team's credit. This is the most enjoyable thing about coaching this team is they really don't care who gets the shot or who sits in the limelight. They care about the process of getting better. And in that pursuit, I think we've seen some growth occur in our program. But to see Georgie, I thought it was going in when it left his hand, but to see his reaction to it, he really doesn't show much emotion. and to see his reaction to it was fabulous. Like, he put so much pressure on himself last year towards the end of the season when we lost at Radford for an opportunity to go to the NCAA tournament, and he took it really hard, and he didn't play well in the postseason tournament we played in last year, the CIT, which was really good for us, by the way. We lost to UIC in the semifinals. I think Georgie has had a commitment to not just being a better player, in better shape, and eating better, all that, but he's really, really took on a leadership role of making sure everyone was following his example of self-sacrifice, and that selflessness has again propelled us in such a way that we're in the NCAA tournament.
Okay, with the back left,
Matt Warner from Game On. I know you guys played a tough non-conference schedule that kind of has, I'm sure, helped prepare you for this. The mindset from your team, even losing some of those games, was it's not good enough to play it close. We expect to win. How did you kind of instill that mindset in this group over maybe not just this year, but previous years as well?
Yeah, man, I think when you're a coach, if you're outcomes based, you're going to be in trouble. Like, the rise and the fall, the highs and lows will be too significant for you to sustain a right mindset. So I think one of the things that we've done decently is we've made sure that we've been process oriented. We did some shirts for our guys. Buzz Williams does about 12 shirts a year for his team, and I copied his idea. We've only done 3. It's not budget, it's just Buzz thinks in a different way than I do. But we have these shirts that say pursuit over perfection. And our guys came up with what they wanted on that shirt. And I think, again, what's been a day-by-day pursuit of trying to win the game, trying to get better, trying to be the conference representative has evolved into a confidence where you can walk into Georgetown and think you got a chance. It started about April 1st, 4 years ago, when we took the job, because I saw a team or program built at Virginia that was never scared to go on the road. They weren't intimidated by the number of a ranking next to an opponent's name. And again, we're not there. We do have a long way to go. This is a great step, and we're honored to be a part of it. But I do think we are headed in the right direction.
After you beat UCLA, they made a coaching change. What was your initial gut reaction to that when you heard about it?
Steve Alford's a really good friend of mine. I have a ton of respect for him. I love him. He's terrific. Great coach, great person. So there was a lot made, at least in Albuquerque, about Steve's departure and how ironic it was because he replaced me when I got let go at New Mexico. And but it never entered my mind whatsoever that was never a motive to win the game against Steve. Dwayne Broussard is on their coaching staff. He was on our coaching staff at New Mexico, and he's a close personal friend. So I didn't have any reaction other than I felt sorry for he and the circumstances, but I know how good a coach and how good a man Steve Alford is. I'm not worried about him returning to the profession. And then I was just excited. It's hard to win in Pauley Pavilion. I've been there a few times and took my share of losses, but our group was really connected that game, and I was happy to see their celebration in knocking out a Pac-12 opponent.
Standing on the left.
Coach, first of all, congratulations for making it to the NCAA tournament.
Thank you.
And to sort of piggyback off of the relationship between you and Coach Bennett, obviously very close. You talk about how you've taken the pack line defense and used that. But what do you think the biggest thing you've learned from him professionally and personally? What do you feel is the one big thing in each category that you've taken from him?
Professionally, I think he's got a perseverance and a belief in his system that's unwavering. He really thinks differently than most people know. They think he's so dogmatic about the pack line defense or his motion offense. He's really not. He's very open to ideas that someone who's invested some time in their presentation, he will listen. But he's not good. He's great, and maybe taking one of those ideas that someone brought to him and fitting it into his system. What he's done at Virginia, and I don't have the stats or the numbers in front of me, but I lived it. It's amazing, the success he's had. in the ACC, which is arguably the best conference in the country, is phenomenal. But personally, as I alluded to earlier, he's a man of great faith. He really has the highest of integrity. We were in a conference in which you had to get high major players to compete, and we were taking 2- and 3-star guys that had 5-star character. And I think it speaks to him having the trust in the Lord and in the process, that if we were going to fail, we were going to fail doing it the way we were led. He was led, and I was a part of that. And that's what I love about him. I just think he's a fabulous person. He's not very good at returning phone calls, but he will text. And I'm obviously rooting for them in the tournament, and I'll always be a fan of their family.
Stay right there.
You mentioned, I believe it was last week, about how being there for 6 years allowed you to regain a perspective in coaching, how prior to that, I guess your coaching was rooted in success and the affirmation of being a coach who was successful. Was that something where you were just looking for wins, looking for championships, and that was your driving force instead of the driving force of building a culture and a program that could have sustained success without having to search for that?
Yeah, Dame, it's a great question. I think I operated out of a woundedness that I didn't even know I had for years of my professional life. And Galatians 1:10 asks the question, would you rather please man or please God? And I certainly thought, even though I was a believer, I am a believer when I'm going through this, that I would always just try and please God. But I wanted to win. And look, anything that we choose to invest in, think about, obsess in, can become an idol in our lives. And for me, it was winning, success, the approval of man. And I just think being able to go to UVA as the associate head coach and not have the responsibility of building a program or feel like you're responsible for so many different lives of the people that you do life with, I just think it allowed me to reshape my perspective, and God was faithful in that, and he taught me in that process just to keep him on the throne of my life. And as a result, I feel like, not because we've won, but I feel like there's a lot less pressure and there's a lot more joy.
When you mentioned the woundedness in your professional coaching life, was that the fact that you felt you were a good coach and you weren't getting the credit for that, or is that where that was rooted in?
I think playing Division II, not being from any kind of family tree and coaching, I just think I was a middle child. I was out to prove myself. So I don't think the attention doesn't really matter, especially the older you get, the more over yourself you get, or at least I hope you do. So no, I think it was more rooted in just trying to find some kind of fulfillment or sustainability in something that the world has to offer. And I learned that it's not possible.
Coach, you've been here many times before, but to watch this team, to watch this group, how much joy have you taken in watching your players since they got off the plane here?
Yeah, Nick, this is actually only my second time as a head coach up here. So, Leah, if you could get a picture of the NCAA brackets in the background. That's been the neatest thing about winning the game at Lipscomb, to win the ASUN Conference Championship, because they had a fabulous environment. You were there. It was a really, really difficult game to win against a great opponent who's tremendously well coached. So from the moment the buzzer sounded to this moment here, it's been phenomenal in terms of its experience. Our guys' countenances, they're confident, they're jovial. It's been really fun. However, I've been watching tape since Sunday, and not so fun is the preparation for the Bulldogs. They have a lot of tremendous players, and Ben Howland's terrific in himself. So, but I do love the experience that our guys are having. It's a great honor and a privilege to be a part of this.
Is Quindario Weatherspoon the most talented offensive player that you guys have faced this year? What kind of challenges does he pose?
I'm not sure if he's the most or the best. I mean, Darius Garland I thought was incredible. I hadn't seen many guys dominate a game like that. But he's certainly in the conversation. The challenges is he's patient and he's potent. I mean, he can score from behind the arc, not unlike Garrison Matthews could. He can get to the basket and finish with either hand, and his mid-range is really good. So we have a number of guys that you know have defended that kind of size, and hopefully our defense, our collective effort against him is good. Because if it's not, I won't be back up here on Saturday.
All right, we good?
Thank you.
Thanks. so we can probably just go in, I think, yeah. Sorry, they got lots of questions. Somebody's got to stay. So figure it out. What are they? I know, it's on the same time. I know. It doesn't. Have we got some names? They coming? All right, St. Louis should be here any moment. Just a reminder on the cell phones, please, and then video. If anybody's new here, just no video. Stills is okay on your phone or regular camera. All right, welcome the St. Louis student athletes to the dais. We have Jordan Goodwin, DJ Foreman, Tremaine Isabel Jr., Javon Bess, and Hassan French. We will just open it up to questions. We've got the 2 microphones, one on either side, and we'll start on the left, third row. Just do name and affiliation first go around.
Ahmad Hicks, KSDK. Jordan, you were quoted earlier this year saying you guys were the best team in the A-10. You proved that winning the A-10 championship. Do you feel like you guys need to prove anything when you play tomorrow night?
Not really. I feel like we just need to go out there and focus on ourselves. I feel like everything has been proven, especially in the conference. Now we're headed to something bigger, way bigger than that. So I think as far as proving ourselves, I mean, we all know that we deserve to be here. So it's just us just going out there playing.
Please sit down in the middle there. Thank you. Okay, sorry, second row.
Stu Durando, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I guess I'll do this for DJ and Javon. At least one of their players in the Virginia Tech press conference referred to this as a revenge game. You guys played last year. It's been a long time, but do you feel like there's something to be taken from that game still, or was that just too long ago to really matter at this point?
I think it's too long ago to, it's a brand new team. They got a new team, we got a new team, so we're not really looking back at last year. We're just trying to figure out what we can do tomorrow to win the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, same.
Okay, let's go in the middle here.
Carter Chapley, University News. A lot has been said about you guys being gassed after having to play 4 games in 4 nights and winning the conference. Do you guys feel gassed? Do you guys feel like your time has run out, or what would you guys say to that?
Not at all. Me and Tremaine did an interview, so he was good.
No, I feel fine. I mean, I think we're just excited to be here, ready to get going. And I mean, that was how many days ago? 4 days ago. We got young guys. I think their legs should be rejuvenated by now.
Go left.
My Hicks, KSCK. Tremaine, you bounced around from a couple of schools, and you came to SLU. You said you wanted to win, and Travis, he told you that you wouldn't have an opportunity to win here, and he would push you. Coming full circle now, you're here, you're in the NCAA tournament. Is this what you envisioned when you had signed that line to come to SLU?
Yeah, 100%. This is my first time being in an NCAA tournament in 5 years. So when I made that decision, and I think it was June, obviously you want to put your mind in a place where you want to think that it's a reality. You know what I mean? Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but I looked at the roster. I knew I was going to be playing with the guys beside me and the guys in the locker room right now, and I thought that they would give me the best chance to put me in a position to play on this platform, which is what every basketball player wants at some point in their life.
Hassan and Tremaine, Virginia Tech, this is their 3rd year in a row. For you guys, it's your first time in the NCAA tournament. And I know Coach is, one of his terms is, be laser focused. But I also know he wants you to enjoy the experience. Are you guys finding that there are a lot of things different about this week that you kind of want to enjoy, but it's a fine line, in terms of not getting distracted?
I believe we're preparing ourselves very well, as we did all year. I believe we're all locked in. We know that this means way more than the last tournament, but we're coming in with the same focus, just to win. And as long as we stay focused and we focus on ourselves and focus on the plan that coach has for us, and we lock in, we should be fine. We're not too worried about anything.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. I feel like, you're in California, there's good weather, there's a lot of things to do, but I think there's a lot on the line right now, so I think guys are, focused at, this game tomorrow. And, everything else that's happened in the past doesn't matter anymore. I mean, obviously we're happy to be A-10 champions, but, you can't live in the past. We want something greater than that.
For Hassan and Jordan, for a recruit or someone who may be transferring after this season and they see you guys playing, doing what you do, what do you think they will get from, what's the type of personality you think they will get from you guys if they decide to come to SLU? What type of brand of basketball are you guys playing, and what can recruits look forward to in the next coming years?
I think as far as our playing style, I mean, you can't play for Coach Ford if you're not tough in some type of way and willing to get after it on defense. So I think as far as the recruit, if you want to come and play with us, you got to be able to guard, you got to be able to tough, and you got to be able to take coaching, because Coach Ford, he's going to get on you 24/7, but it's all love at the end of the day. He explained it exactly right. And also just a culture that people will stick with you with your ups and downs. Even though we had downtime this season, we still stay with each other. We still found a way to come back and win everything. So a person that wants to come and play at SLU, they just have to think about if they want people that are around them that when they're up and when they're down, it's the perfect school.
Back in the fourth row. We'll go second row and then back.
There were some of the players made comments after the game on Sunday about just, how it's been an up and down season, some of the things you guys have gone through this year, maybe that some people we don't know about. But Tremaine or Jordan, can you just comment on the role that Coach Ford has played in maybe, keeping things going and keeping everybody on board?
I mean, I think as far as like a family from away from home, Coach Ford, to all of us, like our dad, for real. Just being there through the thick and thin. I mean, he gets it worse. Everything goes to him, and I mean, like, we had people come and go all season, but I mean, I think the Team Blue, what it stands for, really stood out, and Coach Ford made that up, the Team Blue. So I mean, you got to give Coach Ford the credit.
One of the things that I've noticed, from being here at St. Louis was Coach Ford does a good job at making you realize what are the reasons why we're doing something, and or why are we in the position that we're in, whether that's going to be positive or negative. When we're losing games, he's giving us obvious reasons as for why we lost. And then right before we went to the A-10 tournament, we put on a whiteboard all the reasons why we thought we could win. And it was just interesting to see how everyone on the team was thinking. You know what I mean? Some of the things, and everyone was thinking the same thing, and then some of the things you sat there and you realized wow, we actually do have something special here. Maybe I didn't even realize that. And I think Coach Ford definitely has a gift at getting guys to realize their potential. And he's been saying it all year. He thought we could do something special, and now we're sitting here talking to you guys. So I mean, I think we just got to keep going.
On the left, about 5 rows back. Oh, I thought you had your hand up there. You guys up here? We good? Okay. Looks like we're good. Thanks, fellas. Nice job. We'll have Coach Travis Ford in about 8 minutes. All right, we'll welcome Coach Travis Ford to the dais. For anybody new, just cell phones, if you turn those off or mute, and then just no video. Still pictures are okay. So we'll have Coach give us an opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions.
We're just excited to be here after, winning 4 games in 4 days. It takes a lot out of you, but to be able to be a part of the NCAA tournament really makes you forget about how tired you are sometimes. And it's just fun to watch our guys just walk through the hallway to experience such an incredible event. Obviously, we're going up against a great team, not a good team, but a great team and a great, great coach in Buzz Williams. Virginia Tech has proven themselves to be one of the best teams in the country with how they've played this whole season, with the wins they've gotten. So we understand the challenge at hand.
Okay, we'll go right here. Just name and affiliation, first go around.
Stu Durando, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Travis, they've obviously this is their 3rd straight trip to the tournament. You guys making your first, but you got a couple guys who have played here. Do you get anything out of that, having 2 guys? Do you ask them to address the team about anything in regard to the tournament or any words of wisdom?
I haven't asked them, but I know they've talked about it. So, I know they've, I want them to do it on their own terms. We talked about it briefly in Brooklyn, in the Barclays Center, in the locker room after the game. What an incredible opportunity, what an incredible memory this will be, and the fact that, this is the greatest sporting event there is. And, I told them I wanted them to enjoy this whole experience, but also we can't get caught up in all the outside things that we forget about the job at hand and stay laser focused on preparing for Virginia Tech. And I think they've done a pretty good job of that. It's hard sometimes, especially first couple of days, to get your guys' attention because of all the excitement of the city of St. Louis, the excitement of the university, and but you want your players to enjoy that. But these last 48 hours, we've tried to do the best job we can to try to get our guys laser focused and stay within the mindset of, let's prepare like we always have.
Ahmad Hicks, KSTK. Coach, your team obviously started the year fantastic, 5-0 in conference play. Then you hit a wall and kind of went downhill, but you guys were able to rebound and win the conference championship. What does that tell you about your team?
Well, pretty resilient group of guys that we've had a lot of ups and downs, no question. A lot of ups in here, I think, with 23 wins right now, with going through a lot of injuries, We know exactly when we were struggling at our worst, there were reasons behind it, many of them out of our control, a lot that weren't even talked about, that we kind of kept pretty close to the vest, just to not make a lot of excuses, but just compete. And I think you learn through all those when you go through adversity. I think you can go 2 different directions. You can give into it and start making excuses about it, or you can learn from it and make you tougher. And that's kind of my mindset. And I think our guys did a great job of not making excuses. You start the year with obviously great expectations, and we go through a tough period. And I think that to some extent made our guys even fight more towards the end of the season to prove themselves that way we can be this team. And what was fun about it and interesting was just to see the different guys step up night in, night out, and everybody kind of play into their role and what we expect out of them. We've spent a lot in the last month and a half talking about what makes our team successful. And I think we've done a very good job of that in the last month. Even in some of the losses, I thought we played at a high level in every game except maybe the second half of the St. Bonaventure game at St. Bonaventure. I think the last 6 games of the, not counting conference tournament, I thought we really competed at a high level. Even though we might not have won some of the games, we competed at a very high level. And the toughest part of our schedule, not even close, was the last 6-7 games of the conference. I mean, it was all against every single game was against teams that were ahead of us. And we won several of those, and if we didn't win, they went down to the wire in some of the toughest environments in college basketball. Beat VCU, at Dayton. So we thought we were playing pretty good basketball headed into conference play.
We'll go in the front there left.
Mark Berman, the Roanoke Times. What did you do particularly well during those 4 games in the A-10 tournament that you kind of want to bottle and continue on doing tomorrow?
Perseverance was pretty good because it seemed like we were coming from behind the whole time. But, we just we won with defense, but our offense complemented our defense. And that hasn't been the case a lot of times this season. We've had our struggles on the offensive end at times. Our defense, for the most part, has been pretty good. But I thought we did a great job of changing up defenses a lot. I thought that helped us keep us fresh and also keep our opponents off balance a little bit. But we changed defenses a lot in conference tournament, quite a bit every single game. And I thought that allowed us, because we don't play a lot of guys, I thought it allowed us to, continue to play as hard as we needed to play, especially in the last game.
Stay in the middle.
Carter Chapley, University News. Coach Williams came out and talked about Travis Fort basketball being mean and physical. What kind of basketball do you expect out of Coach Buzz Williams' basketball?
Similar, extremely well prepared, execute extremely well. Buzz, I've said it, is one of the elite coaches in college basketball, and I've gotten to know Buzz and even study him over the last couple of years. And he may not even know that we know each other pretty well, but he doesn't probably know how much I've really watched his teams and studied some of the things he does. And I say he's one of the elite coaches because he's the total package as far as he's a guy that understands X and O's. He prepares his teams, and he does all the little things off the court to improve his players and to prepare them, not just as basketball, but in life in general. And that's what has impressed me so much about him. But you're going to see 2 teams that are pretty hard. That are going to be pretty aggressive, hard-nosed, and I think we both coach very competitively, very much so. But yeah, Buzz is somebody I've got the greatest amount of respect for.
Second row.
How much time have you spent looking at the film of your game against these guys from a year and a half ago, or have you bothered with it?
No, briefly. I haven't sit and studied it like I do their team right now, but briefly, different things, breakdowns, but haven't spent a whole lot of time doing it. But we have looked over it a little bit, not much.
Coach, when a recruit who's interested in coming to your school or someone who's never seen SLU play basketball before tomorrow night, when they watch you guys play, what do you want them to take away from when you guys step on the court and play basketball?
Yeah, I want you to see a group of young men who are enjoying playing the game of basketball, that enjoy playing the game together in an aggressive style of basketball where we have schemes and structure, but we give our guys freedom, a lot of freedom to be who they are as individual players with great preparation, hopefully a team that looks prepared. These are a group of you guys that have really come from different areas, but they've all come in and succeeded and helped continue the process of us trying to build this basketball program back up.
Obviously, since the last time you played, they changed their defensive approach now, and they really try to keep teams out of the paint and see if you can beat them by making three-pointers. Do you have the kind of team that can take advantage of that, in terms of your ability to make threes?
I hope so. They are very good in the paint. They are very good defensively. They're all connected defensively. I've been very impressed watching them aggressively. We've got to be able to move the ball and hopefully make a few shots.
Any questions? We're good. Mark, one last one here.
Obviously, they're pretty good at making threes, but you're a pretty good defensive team in terms of stopping the three-pointer. What kind of has made that defensive strength for you guys?
Well, we're fairly a big team at every position except one, and I think we have length a little bit, and we've done a good job of, for the most part, taking team strengths away. But we look at it's hard when you look at Virginia Tech. You don't know where to start. They're so talented, so well coached. Buzz puts his guys in the right spot. They play as well together as any team I've watched on film. The way they pass the ball has been impressive to watch. But we have done a pretty good job stat-wise of taking away threes if you just look at numbers. But tomorrow night we'll be challenged. We will definitely be challenged in that area.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, fellas. And ladies.